Well, good day and welcome to episode 31 of The Driving Force, presented by the Louisiana Transportation Research Center. My name is Todd Blunt, and I'm joined today by my friend, colleague, and co-host, Garrett Wheat.
Good afternoon.
We're so thrilled that you've chosen to join us here as we charge ahead in our second year highlighting the people and projects driving change in Louisiana transportation. For nearly 40 years now, LTRC has merged the resources of state government and Louisiana's universities to identify, develop, and implement new technology to enhance all kinds of critical aspects of the transportation system here in Louisiana and beyond. We're in the midst of one of our research highlights series right now. This time we're focusing on the great work being done by LTRC's Special Studies Research Group. So for our third episode in this series, today we are welcoming Dr. Milhan Moomen, who serves as LTRC's ITS, which stands for Intelligent Transportation Systems, and Traffic Research Manager. Milhan spends his time exploring and evaluating some of the latest emerging technologies in the transportation industry, including how these tools and processes can be used to make Louisiana's system operate as efficiently and effectively as possible. So we're going to discuss both the big picture of his work as well as diving a bit deeper into several of his recent projects. Let's take a quick break before we dive into our conversation with Dr. Moomen. Welcome back to The Driving Force. We are excited to have Dr. Milhan Moomen, LTRC's ITS and Traffic Research Manager, joining us here on the show today. He's going to bring us up to speed on his ongoing work with his research partners to keep Louisiana's road users up to speed through their ITS and traffic studies. So welcome, Milhan.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
Milhan, let's begin with a personal introduction. Let's let our listeners hear a little bit about you. Tell us a little bit about where you're from, where you went to school, the different roles you've played before coming to LTRC. Anything else you'd like to share here as we begin?
Yes. So I come from Ghana. That's in West Africa. Mm-hmm. That's where I was born. That's where I had my beginning. And I had my basic schooling, secondary schooling, and university education in Ghana. Subsequently, I worked at the Ghana Highway Authority in Accra, which is the capital of Ghana. And I was in that role for 5 years.
Okay.
So the Ghana Highway Authority would be equivalent to, say, what you have as a DOT, a Department of Transportation, a State Department of Transportation. So I worked as a project engineer for 5 years. Subsequently, I came to the U.S. For graduate school. I attended Purdue University. I started in 2014 and I completed in 2016. That's Purdue University in West Lafayette, Indiana.
Okay.
After my completion, I continued with a PhD at the University of Wyoming in Laramie, Wyoming. I completed my PhD education in 2019. That's when I had a degree. Afterwards, I worked as a postdoctoral researcher for about 6 months and then joined the South Carolina Department of Transportation as a systems performance engineer. And then I was in that role for 2.5 years. And then I joined LTRC in 2022. So I've done a little over 3 years at LTRC. Okay. And that's basically.
So you've seen a lot of different parts of the U.S. in your time here.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing how you got started. What about ITS and traffic research really grabbed your attention as you entered the field of engineering? And can you share a little bit about what do you enjoy most about what you get to do?
Yes. Ever since my university days, I've naturally gravitated to traffic and transportation engineering. So out of the different fields of civil engineering like structures, water, geotech, environmental, and so on, what naturally appealed to me was traffic and transportation engineering. So I knew afterwards I would work in that field. And that's the role I've always been involved in, something to do with traffic engineering or transportation engineering. So it was natural to me. Now, in terms of research, traffic and transportation engineering research, this is a field everyone deals with. Everyone deals with traffic, everyone deals with the transportation system, and it is a field through which a lot of impact can be made. Because we know that transportation drives development, it drives personal development, it enables people to access responsibilities, it improves the economy of a region if the transportation system is well developed. So being able to enhance the transportation system through research is something that appeals very much to me. In terms of intelligent transportation system, over the last decade or so, this is a field that has grown in leaps and bounds. We are witnessing a lot of revolution, and it's exciting to learn new things about this field every day, and that really excites me. It's so hard to catch up, but just learning about new things and how we can accommodate them into our transportation system is something that drives me forward every day.
Awesome.
Well, we do want to jump into some of the fascinating work you and your team are doing with ITS, but first let's talk traffic, because it seems to be everywhere. Nobody likes to sit in it. But you recently completed a project measuring intersection capacities at different types of intersections across the state. So tell us a little bit about what you learned through this study and how your findings can positively impact the experience of drivers around Louisiana.
We need to know intersection capacity for us to be able to plan, to design, to operate and maintain our highways or our roadways. For us to be able to know the intersection capacity, there are some parameters that are important. These include the saturation flow rate, the follow-up headway, and the critical headway. So the Transportation Research Board has developed a guidance as to what these parameters should be. So these are default values. So they provide us guidance as to what these values should be. However, the Highway Capacity Manual also recommends that states calibrate or develop their own values instead of relying on the default values. So with the default values, it means someone in Florida or people in Florida will be using the same parameters as someone in Louisiana or Massachusetts. That may not reflect the local driving conditions and the driver characteristics. So what this study sought to do was to develop local parameters and to verify if these local parameters actually represent our local driving conditions. And that is what this study did. And this study was led by Dr. Ashifur Rahman. And at the end, we developed local calibration parameters that can be used to analyze intersection capacity in Louisiana. So what it means is when we do an analysis or when we evaluate our intersections, we are using accurate values. And with that, we can then optimize our transportation network in a better way, resulting in less congestion and safer roadways.
Can you share some examples of what would be different locally for us compared to Florida?
So one will be a saturation flow rate. In some of our roads, we do not have a lot of people. Let's say on a local road, we do not have as many people as you would have in Florida. Also, depending on the population, people get to an intersection, right? The light turns green, and I'm sure you've encountered this before. The light turns green, and then what are they doing? They are still sitting, and they are not moving. How much prevalent is this in Louisiana compared to the national, right? So it is by measuring our local conditions or our local traffic conditions that we can incorporate these differences to estimate more accurate parameters.
So like behaviors might be different, say in like an urban area versus in a rural area.
Yes.
And you're kind of trying to localize those numbers as much as possible to be able to design for it.
Exactly. You are totally right. And just the driving characteristics of people, how they accept gaps, do they reject gaps, and what gaps do they find acceptable? So all those characteristics are embedded into the parameters.
It's very interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember Dr. Kaju I don't think you talked about it on the podcast, but in another conversation, just about the timing of a gap. In Louisiana, we wait longer entering roundabouts than others. Is that something that y'all kind of looked into?
Yes, that is something that is considered. It also depends on how aggressive the drivers are.
Yeah,
For instance, if you, and this is no shade on New York, but in places like New York, everyone seems to be in a hurry to go somewhere, and they'll take gaps which we may not find acceptable in Louisiana.
Yeah. Wow. Cool.
So all those things will affect the capacity, the parameters that we estimate.
Thanks for sharing. I want to switch gears a little bit. You recently completed another kind of far-reaching study on Louisiana's incident response system, specifically focusing on what we call interoperable communications. Can you explain to our listeners what that is and why it's such an important facet for emergency response?
All right. I'll have to give you a little explanation with regards to that. When an incident occurs on a roadway, an overturned vehicle, a crash, you need to get your first responders to the scene as quickly as possible. You need them to work the scene, attend to any person injured, get the vehicles off the roadway so that roadway capacity can be restored as quickly as possible. Now, it is also important for the roadway to be cleared quickly due to safety reasons.
Sure.
Yeah, you do not want someone to be working the scene and then you have a vehicle running through them.
Yeah.
So it is important for different reasons to quickly clear the roadway, the incident of the roadway. And coordination is important in this process. Now, how do people coordinate, or how do first responders coordinate? By communicating. Now, they communicate with radio systems. Previously, we've seen that sometimes you do not have compatible radio systems. So the policeman wants to speak to the fire department to ask them for resources, and they can't speak to each other. So interoperability refers to the ability to communicate across different agencies, across different disciplines, through voice, data, and text. So that is what interoperability is about. Currently, interoperability is expanding with the inclusion of videos, with the inclusion of pictures, as we have added capabilities to exchange this information. So with interoperability, there shouldn't be any obstacles to first responders being able to communicate with each other, either physical or technical or even bureaucratic. You don't want a system where the police officer cannot speak to a fireman or the fire department because of rules that says you have to speak to a boss somewhere before he speaks to someone else. So that is what interoperability is about. And within Louisiana here, we did find that we have communications interoperability. The communication system is well set up. However, communications within incident response would be enhanced if there was an ability to share video and pictures and other multimedia information during incident response.
Sure.
And I can see how that would make such a difference, not only in helping people on scene, but also getting the traffic flowing again if all these groups can communicate and work well together. So a lot of impacts.
Yes, that is very critical. You want people to quickly you want the roadway restored to its capacity, and it's not just safety. You don't want people sitting in traffic burning fuel. You don't want them missing their appointments or missing work or going late to work because they're spending all this time in traffic. You don't want environmental pollution because you have a lot of fuel burning because people are just stuck behind incidents. So it's good to communicate efficiently, and the state has been working towards that, and that's where our research contributes.
Well, one tool that is being explored for broader use in traffic incident response are UAVs, or unmanned aerial vehicles, more commonly known as drones. Now, you've told me about this offline before, but you and your team recently studied some practical use cases for drones in Louisiana. So what are you learning, and how do you see these tools contributing to more effective incident management in the future?
This is an interesting study, and I'm excited about it. And the DOT has also shown a lot of interest in this research project. So what we are doing with this research is to evaluate practical applications of unmanned aerial vehicles or drones in traffic incident management. Now, drones have got certain features that makes them suitable for this kind of work. They are more flexible than cameras. You can move them around, you can fly them around to give you different angles or different views of your incident. Additionally, there are some locations where there are no cameras, so there are black spots. These are black spots, and you know what they say: a picture is worth 1,000 words. So it will be of more benefit for traffic incident managers to be able to see what is actually happening on the ground rather than someone describing it to them.
Yeah.
So that is the context by which we are using the drones. And what we are finding is that it is feasible. We just have to follow the rules set out by the Federal Aviation Administration. And for this research, we are using a tethered drone. So it overcomes some of the limitations of the rules by
The airspace.
Yes,
Because if it's tethered, is it moving at all? Or
tethered is at one place and it's tethered to a ground station, so all it does is move
Up and down.
Up and down. Yeah, it negates the requirement that the pilot has to be licensed or has to be trained in Part 107. Yes.
I would also imagine, since it's part of it, incident recovery, it's a lot quicker to do a tethered one rather than untethered.
Yes, it is very easy to set up, and you only need one person looking up at the tethered drone, unlike the other drones where you need someone to continuously observe the drone, and then you have another person operating the drone. This halves the manpower for the drone. So you just have one person looking at the drone, and it's quick. It's easy to set up, to deploy, and it's also easy to bring down and pack up. The folks at the DOTD tells us that this would really be beneficial to their work because it means you do not necessarily have to install cameras all along your highways, because how much money do you have? Those cameras are quite expensive, and if we have drones which could move from place to place, that would be beneficial. So what we are doing is to develop use cases and to make recommendations as to when to use the drones and when they should be deployed.
Have y'all seen any other use cases that y'all are researching, or is it mostly just incident recovery?
We are very much focused on incident recovery, but there are other uses of the drones. I know of people using the drones for inspecting bridges, and we do have a whole department at the DOTT. What they do is they go out, they inspect bridges. They are able to they are able to inspect buildings. They are able to estimate quantities of materials using the drones that they have. They are able to do mapping, and they are able to do a lot of survey with their drones.
Milhan, if you don't mind, can we highlight one more in-progress study before we wrap up? This one is about improving intersection performance, and in this case, using computer vision and AI tools to optimize safety and efficiency. AI is constantly changing, so this sounds pretty interesting to see what you guys are coming up with. Can you tell us a little bit more about what you hope to learn from this study and how it might make a difference in the experience of all the road users in Louisiana?
Yes, this is another interesting study, and this is the kind of research the ITS and Traffic Research Lab engages in, and we hope to engage in such work moving forward. So, previously, people who have studied transportation and traffic engineering, or who have been in a traffic and transportation engineering class will know this. Previously, we used to count vehicles
Right.
by standing by the side of the road.
Literally, like standing on the side of the road.
Yes,
Like,
with papers.
The clipboard.
Yeah, clipboards, marking, counting the
Yeah.
vehicles as they pass. Obviously, this is very problematic. Time consuming, people get tired, they miss some of the vehicles. So the technology developed till a point where they have these counters. You keep pressing these counters based on the movement of the vehicles. That solves some problems, but not much. Now, what we are looking at is using AI and machine learning to develop an algorithm which accepts a video feed
okay.
and automatically counts vehicles. So you've gotten rid of people standing by the side of the road counting vehicles, and you are now replacing them with an algorithm that is able to count the vehicles, and it does it really fast. So what you do is you go out, you set up a camera at an intersection or by the roadside. After a while, you take the videos back to the lab, feed them into this algorithm. It will count them for you based on whatever you want. If you want in 15 minutes counts, 5 minutes count, it will count, it will classify them
Okay.
for you. Also,
It'll classify the type of vehicle?
yes, it will classify whether it's a
Interesting.
truck, whether it's a car.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yes, number of those vehicle classes within a specified time, it will give you all that data. Also at intersections, sometimes engineers want to know if their traffic signals are very much optimized, meaning they want to know during peak hours if the signal turns green, you want to know if it was adequate for the vehicles in the queue, left-turning vehicles. Did enough of them go, or is it being underutilized?
Okay.
Meaning you don't have a lot of vehicles in the queue, even during peak times, and the signal turns green. No one is
one's there,
using
yeah.
it. They want to know.
Yeah.
So that's another way we are optimizing our intersection performance. So we take these videos, the algorithm is able to synchronize the count with the signal timing and tell us the number of vehicles left in the queue after the signal time has elapsed. Also, we want to know how pedestrians behave at intersections. Are they using the crosswalks? So what we are doing is we take videos and we track pedestrian their trajectories as they cross intersections. Are they using the crosswalks or are they walking outside the crosswalks?
Okay.
We want to know. Is it a widespread problem for this intersection? We want to know. And what can we do about it? So it will be an investigative tool. So
That's
it
cool.
does a few things to improve intersection performance.
Fascinating. So many new tools coming onto the scene that are, I think, as you use the word, revolutionizing the way that we do traffic and transportation engineering.
Every day is there's something new coming out, and it's exciting to be in this field. And like I said before, it's very hard to keep up. We do our best, but if we're able to leverage these tools, I think our transportation system would be much improved.
Well, Milhan, is there anything else you'd like to add? Anything we haven't covered in our conversation today?
Yes, I would like to say that the administrators at LTRC have been very supportive of our work, from the head of LTRC to the head of our research group, Julius Kujo, Tyson, and our research members. They've all been very helpful. Now, the administration of LTRC is not only supportive in terms of providing us with the physical resources, but they give us a lot of encouragement. They want us to try new things. They are very supportive of our efforts, and they provide us a lot of resources. They do their best to give us the resources whenever we ask for them. And I suppose they are very happy with the work that we do. I also like to acknowledge that we work as a team in special studies. We are led by Julius, who is very dynamic, and he enables us to, or he allows us to express ourselves freely. And I've got a lot of support from my graduate students, from Ashif, from Eli, from Walid, and they all make our work very good. And I'm happy to work in that group.
Well, thank you so much, Milhan, for being our guest and sharing about this important work that you're
stuff.
doing. Yeah, very cool stuff, and how it's benefiting everyone who uses our roads every day. I know that I can definitely see many practical applications of the work and how it can make life better and safer for all of us as we're driving, walking, cycling, however we're getting around. Before we go, we want to have a little bit of fun with you and ask a few final what we call lightning round questions. So don't think too hard about these. Garrett's going to ask them, and get to know you a little bit better.
All right.
We'll let you choose. You could answer one or both.
Yes.
But can you tell us who you consider to be the greatest rapper or boxer of all time?
The greatest rapper is Tupac. Yes.
He had that locked and loaded.
Yes, he's the greatest rapper. I've been listening to him since I was a little kid, and I think his lyrics reflected the conditions of the day, and his lyrics are still relevant today. He's not the the guy with the most flow.
Sure.
Yeah, you wouldn't say that, but the way he seems to speak from his gut, from his heart, that has endeared him to a lot of people, including me. So almost 30 years after his death, we still listen to him. And what is surprising is that people who were born after him, after he died, they still know of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of the impact that he had. So, yes, that's straightforward. In terms of boxers, I would say Muhammad Ali. Now, this is sometimes controversial because you have to separate the man, Muhammad Ali, the boxer, Muhammad Ali, from the man, Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali, the man, is greatest in his own right. But I would like to focus on his boxing skills. He was very fast during his peak. He could pull out, he could evade punches like we haven't seen before. He was very fast. He was fast on his feet. He could take a lot of punishment. He could move around the ring very beautifully. And up to date, I still watch Muhammad Ali's fights, and I'm very happy to watch them. And I'm a big fan of boxing.
Yeah. We also know you're a big fan of soccer,
Yes,
better known as football.
yes.
Can you tell us maybe your favorite player or team and your prediction of who might win the World Cup? I put you on the spot.
Well, the World Cup, I would have $1 million if I could predict who would win the World Cup. That's not an easy business to do. But I think I watch a lot of Premier League. Let me take you to the Premier
Sure.
League.
Well, and I didn't ask the best player. I asked
Yes.
your favorite.
My favorite player currently, that would be Cole Palmer. He plays for my club, the club I support, Chelsea Football
yeah.
Club in West London. Cole Palmer is a versatile player. He's witty, he's quick thinking, and he's very technical, and he's gifted. And I hope he stays at the club for a long time. And I'm also interested in the World Cup. I hope my country, Ghana, goes very far. We've previously met the United States a few times in the past, and the results have been mixed. And this time, I just hope we can go further than before.
Awesome.
Yes.
All right, last question. Can you share with us your favorite place to travel in and outside of the U.S.?
I have been to Austria
Oh, wow.
for 2 weeks, and I would like to go back there. I would like to visit when I can. So far, that has been my the place that has appealed very much to me. I found it to be very beautiful. I found their countryside to be lovely, I enjoyed my time there, and I hope I can take my family to visit Austria some other day. It was beautiful. I loved it totally there. Yes. You didn't ask it, but within the U.S., Hawaii is good.
Yeah.
Yes. Hawaii is good. I think Hawaii is awesome. It's a good place.
You were there recently, weren't you?
I was. That's why I'm saying that.
Okay, yeah, I thought I remembered you were there recently.
Yes, it was a lovely experience. It was different in a nice way, and I would like to experience that again.
Yeah, Austria and Hawaii, two very different types of places, huh?
Yes.
But both beautiful in their own right.
Yes, both are very beautiful, and they have nice people, very welcoming. Yes.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much again, Milhan, for your time and for everything you shared with us today. We're really appreciative of you taking a few minutes out of your busy schedule to join us. We're excited to continue learning more about what's happening in special studies and why it matters across Louisiana and beyond. So we'll step away one more time before we come back to wrap up today's episode. Well, that's a wrap on episode 31 of The Driving Force, presented by the Louisiana Transportation Research Center. You can learn more about what's happening at LTRC on a daily basis by visiting us online at ltrc.lsu.edu or by following us on social media through Facebook, X, LinkedIn, and YouTube. We encourage you always to like, follow, and subscribe to our channels on each of these platforms to stay up to date. Once again, as we have done for the past several episodes, we encourage you to explore the wide variety of published work from Dr. Moomen and the entire Special Studies group, which is available on our LTRC website under Publications. We will link to these reports in today's show notes as well. We hope you will join us next time as we pivot to planning and policy research. And we're going to be welcoming Dr. Ashfar Rahman to discuss his work in these critical research areas. Until then, we are your hosts, Garrett Wheat and Todd Blunt, and we thank you so much for joining us today. Drive safely out there.